Hi, this is Brenda Renee with Mystical Empress, and I wanted to shoot a really quick video today about my work, some of the things that have been going on at Mystical Empress. And the first thing, which I'm really excited about, is I have achieved a lifetime dream, and I'm in the process of printing my first self-published book. It's called Mystical Empress, Magical Relationships. It's a book about applying quantum energy techniques to enhance your relationships. Now, I talk as an intuitive, when I'm wearing that cap, I talk to a lot of different people each day about their relationships. I talk to men, I talk to women, teenagers, older people. It doesn't really matter what age, what gender, or what relationship type. I get a lot of these calls, and it helped me to understand how important and how foremost relationships appear to be in people's lives. And based on my own relationship dreams, desires, I decided to create techniques that apply. If you want to use a word besides quantum, you can use the words law of attraction. Everybody knows what that means at this point, thanks to Abraham Hicks. So anyway, in my lifetime, I've been a teacher, I've been a writer, psychic, an astrologer, shaman, feng shui practitioner. I do all of these things in my work. And so as I was moving through these client interactions, as well as moving through my own life experiences, I decided that I needed to create a system that people could depend on to attract relationships, to improve and evolve relationships they may already be in, and also to handle the different transitions that we all go through in life, whether that be midlife crisis, getting out of college, or even when people pass away and leave our lives. So I've written this book, and it's very much detailed with lots and lots of information that you can apply to your life. It's definitely a self-help book, and I put it together in a simple to understand way because I knew people may be intimidated with the words quantum physics. So yes, that's the principles it's based on, but it's very easy to understand. And as you read it, you will definitely learn different techniques to enhance your relationships, whether they be romantic, personal, co-worker, friendship, family, doesn't matter. You'll have the tools to understand why you create as you do and how to create better in the future. So I'll show you a picture of the book. As I said, it's still at the printers, but this is, and it will be in paperback and Kindle version. But here's a copy of the Kindle version, Mystical Empress, Magical Relationships. And it will be available, Kindle will be available this week. Today is January the 24th, I think. It'll be ready January 26th. I've set that date for the official launch for astrological reasons. And the print version should be back in tops 2 weeks. So anyway, there's that. The next thing that I wanted to talk about was I just got out of a spirit clearing doing my shamanic work for a man here in Denver. I'm from Louisiana, my husband's from Louisiana, and this man just happens to be from Louisiana, about an hour from where we lived. And he just did not know this about me, and Spirit linked us up. But he called me, he's an African-American man, and he called me and he said, Brenda, I have a spirit in my house, and it doesn't appear to be negative. It's been with me for a year, and it's just more of a nuisance than anything. He said, another psychic told me that it is a child spirit, and he said it gets on my bed every night when I go to sleep, and it jumps around on my bed, and he said it's very active. And I asked him, I said, well, how long have you been in this house? Because I wanted to know if he was new in this home, or, you know, because he said the spirit showed up a year ago. The house has been in his family for years. So, and he said he's lived in the house for many years. And he said this thing just showed up last year. So we had a little interview where I could gather information. And I brought my sage, I brought my blessed salt and holy water, and I knew he had already saged. He had been told by the other psychic to sage the house, and he said since he had saged, he had noticed that the energy weakened, but it was still there. So I wasn't necessarily going to sit there and clear the space, although I did put some holy water out and some blessed salt. But we sat down on his bed and we talked, and I gathered information because I knew not to go into this assuming anything, because these entities, these spirit energies, can appear one way and actually be something different, like something dark. They try to win your trust, and once they win it, then they shift into what they really are. So I didn't have any assumptions. And when I walked in his house, first thing that greeted me was his elderly dog named Hazel. Hazel and I introduced ourselves, and I thanked her for being in the space because I knew her energy would be important. So after Hazel and I made our introduction, she went in the living room and laid down. So this client of mine, he and I, we went in his bedroom and we sat down on the bed, which is where this energy keeps manifesting for him. And I went in, I took him with me. We went into meditation because I wanted to see what I was dealing with. And I work with God. I don't care to work with anything that's less evolved energy. I want to be in high frequency, loving energy of source so that I can trust it, so that it's safe, so that I'm not sending anything negative to people or myself. So we went into God's space, and I asked to see what this spirit was. I asked to see if my client had any negative entities or anything attached to him. And it was pretty incredible because every client I've ever done this work on has always had either dirty energy like dust, gray, black molecules around them, or they've had entities, whether that be demons or goblins or whatever, however they manifest. This guy didn't have that. I saw all the way across the top of his aura, it was gold and very high vibration. I knew he was a good person. And then I saw this little child. Now you want to go immediately and think, oh, this is a discarnate that's trapped here and it's just, glomming onto this guy. But that's not what it was. And this little boy, he's about 4 years old. He was so cute. He was a little African male. And he, just like a 4-year-old would act, he was a little shy, and he was, covering his face, and, I was talking to him. And I asked him, what was his purpose? And, what did he want? Well, I got the name Zachary. I didn't even ask for it, and he gave it to me. And he didn't want anything. He was there in this man's life to help him lighten up and reclaim that childlike innocence and joy. And as I said, this man was a Pisces, and he's a water sign, and he's a psychically sensitive sign, and life has had a little bit of rocky times for him. And I asked him what he was going through back when this child spirit immediately started appearing in his bedroom, and he said he was having some significant legal and financial struggles he was having to deal with. So it was a tense time. And this little bean was trying to lighten him up. That's why it jumps and plays all over his room. So when you're receiving a gift, you don't want to just push them away and say, I don't want your gift. So I had to communicate in a harmonious, graceful, and appreciative way. And I explained to this little boy that, you know, this man was very grateful for the lesson that he brought and for his energy. But I also explained that this little boy had better things waiting for him, a lot of exciting, fun things, and that his friends and his family and God were waiting for him. So before I went today, I pulled out my aromatherapies, my essential oils. I'm very much connected to the plant kingdom. And I pulled in some oils to take with me. I took my frankincense and myrrh because those are high vibrational oils. And I put those on my hands and I put them on my clients' hands. I also wore as perfume rose, which is another high vibrational Mother Mary oil, as well as gardenia. Gardenia is my favorite flower, but gardenias are protective of children, and they're also attractive to the fairy folk and to children. And I wanted to be attractive to this spirit so I could draw him out and figure out what was going on. So anyway, I was talking to Zachary, and I explained to him all these people that were waiting for him and the fun times that were waiting for him. And he trusted me. And I don't know if it was the words, I don't know if it was the oils, I don't know what it was, but he trusted me. And he came over to me, and, you know, I told him it was time for him to leave, and that, you know, and my client offered his gratitude and thanked him and wished him well. And he came over to me and he hugged me, and he took my hand, and I'm gonna cry. Right as he was about to cross over, Hazel, the elderly dog, came in the room, came right to me and licked my hand. And little Zachary turned around and he waved at my client, and he was gone. He went into the light, and it was a beautiful thing. So that was my day, and it looks like I have some psychic readings after this, but I wanted to share this. I will be in Los Angeles, Venice, California, actually, on Valentine's Day, doing a workshop and book signing for Mystical Empress, Magical Relationships, and I'm looking forward to that. I wanted to say too, within the book, I've included stories anonymously of client experiences that I've helped with, people that I've talked to about relationships. There is references to tarot, there's references to astrology, past lives, the shamanisms, the clearings. Everything I do is wrapped up into this book, and I know you're going to like it. It's going to give you a lot of really unique perspectives. So I'm going to close for now and get back to work, but thank you for joining me. This is Brenda Renee, Mystical Empress. You can go to my website, mysticalempress.com, and you can read about my work. Like I said, the book will be appearing on the website for sale direct as soon as it's out, and it will also be distributed to nationwide bookstores. Thank you for joining me. Blessings.